Okay, I wanted to send a message to the entire COMM 101 class. Uh, I think I'm caught up. I think I got all the grades fixed. I think I've got all the speeches graded that I've received. And just remember, email everything to me. Email. Do not post anything in messages, and send the URLs to me in email. Now, let's talk about a few things. What I see happening is most of you, I don't know, most of you is not the right term. Some of you don't realize there are 2 discussion boards a week. So we've already gone through 4 discussion boards. The discussion boards have specific things in them, like do this and then respond to someone else's posting. If you don't do all of it, you're not going to get all the points. There are a lot of points there on the discussion board, and you're going to need all of those points. So make sure you follow the directions. The other one I was quite amused by this time was there was a thing that had you had to critique what was wrong with the reasoning, remember? And it went A, B, C, D, E, F. And lo and behold, G was on the top of the next page. I am amazed at how many people did not do G. I don't know, do you not turn the page when you do homework? Folks, you got to read everything. Understand the assignment. That costs people points too. So make sure you respond 2 discussion boards per week. We're going to be on the 6th, 5th, and 6th one due on Monday if you haven't already done those. So make sure you stay up to date with those. And make sure you read the directions carefully so you're responding specifically to everything you're being asked to respond to. All right, the syllabus quiz was on there the first week. Some people didn't do that. Also, you were instructed to send a copy of a photo ID, like your driver's license. So far, I've received them from Racer, from Mommers, from Tiger, from Mighty, and from Manning. Rest of the class, I have not received that. If I don't get it, number one, I can't be sure you're the person that's enrolled in the class, as in when you're giving the speech, and thus you could end up failing the class because I don't know that's really you giving the speech. All right. We've already had an exam. Some of you didn't do it. We, in fact, have a second exam in process, and I need to point out to you that if for any reason while you're taking the exam during the time period that you have to take the exam, something goes wrong, you have to call me. Somebody went on to take the exam. It says in process, and that's been in process since the 21st of June, and that person is yet to call me. I'm not going to go out of my way to help you if you don't try to help yourself. So when you try to take the exam, at the very end, you hit submit, you will get a score immediately. If you don't get the score or something goes wrong, you need to be calling me. If it's within the time period of the exam, I can reset it. Sometimes it's just a technical thing, and I can see what questions you've answered. Sometimes you've answered all of them, and I can post the score from that. All right, we talked about the exams. There's already 2 exams taken care of. What else do you need to know? You need to read all of the instructions carefully on everything you do. Now, your next speech is a process speech. And in the process speech, it's kind of something that has steps to it. Some of the easy ones that people do are how-to kinds of things, like how to make something, you that cook and bake and things like that. But remember, the steps have to be pretty clear and pretty easy to do. Just a real quick one, I had somebody do a process speech on scrapbooking. And so they were standing there and they said, okay, now what you do is you get this piece of paper and then you take these letters and you paste them on the piece of paper. So we're going to do one on Halloween. So you get the letter H and you put H there and you get it down just right and all of that stuff. And then you go over and you get A and you put A there. Folks, pick a shorter holiday. It took her half her speech to spell the word Halloween. And what you want to do is you put the H there, you might do an A, and then say, and you put the rest of the letters on, and when you get them all on, it looks like this. Don't do all of the steps. Short circuit that stuff, especially if it's going to take forever to do everything. This is a 5 to 7 minute speech. 5 to 7. Folks, that's a long time. Make sure you don't go over. I give you 15 seconds of slop time. So it can go 4:45 to 7:15 and still be graded. It's a 100-point speech. That's a lot of points. The delivery method should be extemporaneous, which means that it's prepared in advance, which includes rehearsing it. Use a conversational speaking tone. Don't speech at me, talk to me. Be conversational. Read the speech process, speech outline. It's in the assignment section. Tells you everything that you'll need to know. Make sure you have an audience. Make sure that audience passes in front of the camera and pauses there for 3 to 5 seconds looking at the camera so I can see who they are. They can then go and sit down. Do not ever turn the camera off after I have seen the audience, or I will be very suspicious that you didn't have the audience in the room when you were giving the speech. What else do you need to know? If you have questions about anything in this class, you can always call me. Make sure you are doing the work. Make sure you submit things on time. If you look in the outlines, in the assignment section, you will see the whole process for the process speech. Make sure you read that and understand what you're supposed to be doing. Stay up to date on the discussion board. I have now posted all of the attendance grades, all of the discussion board grades, and now I'm going to start to get very, very serious about you doing the discussion board to the letter, the way you're instructed to do it. I've posted the grades on all of the speeches that I've received and all of the exams that have been scored so far. There's still some time for exam number 2, and there are 5 exams, and they add up to 100 points in this class, so you'll need those points. Make sure you take them. We generally do not reset exams unless you call during the period of time that you were supposed to take it. Do not get behind in this class. It is one of those classes that'll kill you if you get behind. You need to stay up to date with everything. You need to do the discussion boards. If you look at the discussion boards, there are 16 of them, 8 weeks, 2 a week, and they're worth 10 points each. So there's 160 points that you can get just out of the discussion boards. All right, let's review. I only did not receive a fantasy name from one person in this class. That person's going to have a dickens of a time figuring out who they are when I post grades and things, which I will be doing. And I mentioned to you the people I have not received a photo ID from. That is something that you are required to do. You must do that by Wednesday of this coming week. If I do not have your photo ID, then I can't judge your speeches, and make it that simple. If you have any questions whatsoever, give me a call. You'll notice on the grade sheet that if you look over in the far right-hand side, you'll see a percentage, and that's the number that you're doing in terms of your assignments and what percent of the grades that you could get are there. You'll also see a final grade total points, and that would be out of 1,000. Right next to that is 1,000. So, for instance, right now, Shorty has 118 points, and Shorty is doing better than anyone else in the class. Several of you are in the 90 area, so keep up the good work. Go for all the points you can get. Do the work. Submit it on time. And again, I keep repeating this. If you have any questions, call me in my office, and we can talk about this. Okay? Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next time.